I am wearing a vintage Rolex Explorer today. The 1016, it's from the early 1960s. I threw it on a strap last week, which is not something I typically do. I have a stretch rivet bracelet for this, and that's tends to be how I wear it. But yeah, this is maybe my favorite watch of all time. I'm very fortunate to get to own what I think is a pretty nice example. And it's a nice daily reminder. I find putting on a watch while working from home really anchors me. It gives me that sense that I'm like completely dressed for the day. I'm not just kind of lounging around in my pajamas. So yeah, putting on a nice watch kind of like it gets me in the zone. Right now, I would say time moves in a very variable sense. There are days where it flies by, where I look at the clock and it's 5 or 6 p.m. and I've been super busy with work all day, and I can't imagine where the day went. There are other days where I sit around and I'm watching Netflix all day, and I look up at the clock and it's 11 a.m. and I can't believe it's not time to go back to bed. The lack of sort of more defined structure, I think, actually forces us to kind of like live in the moment a little bit more and not rely on that quite so much. And I'm finding that my relationship to time is a lot more fluid than I thought it was. Yeah, I find boredom to be tremendously useful. I say that as a person who is rarely bored. I'm a pretty obsessive workaholic sort of person. And even, when things are normal, um, I tend to fill my time, even not my work time. I always have things I want to go do, things I want to go see, places I want to visit. And there's been something really nice about, taking a whole day to just sit and read a book cover to cover, or taking the day to just sit and think for a little while, and to let that feeling of boredom sink in. Especially somebody who works on the internet predominantly. There's always that next thing, that next deadline. And it's nice to kind of like, when that's over, just let it all kind of like wash over you a little bit.